right, YouTube. We got a lower thermostat housing that we're changing out on this it's a 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan or Chrysler Town and Country or Dodge Ram van. And first I was changing out that thermostat housing, the thermostat that was on here, the thermostat. So then I found out that housing was leaking. I'll get this here. Down here, the thermostat housing going there, but that's the lower housing, and it goes all the way under your motor mount into this hose over here. And we're gonna take off this motor mount first, and then take off this bracket, and then we're gonna go from there. First thing we had to do is we had to take off this hose here. I had to take off this hose here. Just a flathead screwdriver. Take that off that thermostat housing that was on there. We had to take that off. Take off the air filter housing, and we had to also take off the power steering. It was just a 13 or 14 millimeter nut that was on here. We had to just take that off, get that out the way. And then I'm gonna put a little bungee cord to get this out our way so we can get to everything. And then I'm gonna remove this here also. And yeah, all the getting to it, all this stuff was pretty easy to get to. So this was right there on the top. Very easy to get those off. Don't worry about those. And then now we're gonna just move this out of our way, take off this motor mount, and then take off this bracket next to get to that lower housing. I'll be right back. Also, make sure you put your jack, piece of wood on your jack, and get that up under that oil pan up under there, and just, jack it up just a little bit just to hold that engine up, because you're going to take that motor mount off, and make sure that part is secure. Alrighty, here's that motor mount that I took off. It was 16 millimeter. I just, jacked that engine up a little bit. Took off this 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, make sure we can get a good look. Here it is right here. Took all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts off. You don't have to touch these two. Just get that out your way. Alrighty, and next we're gonna take this bracket off here. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 millimeters. I'm gonna go ahead and get that off. We'll be right back. All right, and these bolts right here takes 3 16 millimeter and one is a 13 millimeter. There it is. Bracket 16, 16, 16, 13 millimeter. We got that bracket out the way. Alrighty. Next thing, we got to our part. This is our part right here. Looks like we have a hose here to take off. Take that clamp off, push it back, pull that hose off, and we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 12 bolts. 4, 8, 11 bolts to take off. Alrighty, I'm gonna start taking those off. They're 10 millimeter. First, I'm gonna take that hose off back there. Then I'm gonna take the rest of these bolts off. Pretty simple. Thank you. first. So I've been working on these cars for a minute. This is one of my fleet customers at AMT. So I've been working on he has like, 10 of these cars and 12 or something like that. And I've been working on for a minute, a couple of years, and I've never changed out one of these before. And they all got high mileage on it, so these don't go out too much. Alrighty, got that hose off. Next thing I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna take these 10 millimeters off. Got my ratchet and my I'm just gonna take these off. Looks pretty clean. It is leaking though. I'll show y'all in just a second. Alright, and we're gonna take our old one, our new one. This is our new one right here. And just in case those bolts are different sizes, we're gonna take those bolts and we're gonna take each one of them off one by one and put them exactly where you take them off at into this one, just in case. I'm sure they're all the same size, but sometimes you never know. So I just want to make sure first before I mix those bolts up. There's one. Just sit it right up in there. There's another. So far they're looking like they're the same size. And I'm gonna just take all those bolts off and I'll be right back. And there we go. We had one that was a lot shorter than the others. See if we got any more short ones. Make sure that's in a secure place where those bolts don't fall out. There's another short one here. Another short one. Whenever you're doing water pumps and thermostats, things like that, you gotta remember, there's another short one, you gotta remember to put them back onto the new one. And you're gonna, or you're gonna have a leak. More likely you'll have a leak. Put them back the way they came off. It's very important. Long one. And last but not least, it's another long one. Alrighty, we're gonna get this up off of here. We should be able just to pull it, and it should pop right off. Yep, already drained the water. Look at all that. That's how you can tell that it's been leaking. Right there. We're just gonna change that on up out of there. Put a new thermostat on, thermostat housing. We'll be done. We'll be right back. I'm gonna get our new one. So, no, instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take those bolts off that new one over there, and I'm gonna put it on the old one, and then put the old one on here, and then put them on this one, on that one. I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna take them out of the one I got down here, and I'm gonna put them on this one right now, so I can remember where they go. Like this one, put here. This one, put here. And that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and put this new one on, and I'm gonna get one bolt started right here on the top. One bolt started. Another one. Start it all the way down here at the bottom, away from this other bolt, so it'll get lined up and not move. There you go. It's a long one. This is a long bolt here. These two at the end are long ones. And that first one that I put in was a short one. This one right here, short. Just in case you lose them, I'm gonna go ahead and name them off. Or lose where you put them. I'm gonna go ahead and name them off. This is a long one. Right here at the top dead center. The one right before the last is going to be a short one. Ready? The bottom, second before last, is a long one. The bottom center one is the long one. So here, it's a long one. And the next one at the bottom, closer to the thermostat housing hole. It's a short one. The next one at the bottom, it's a long one. It's a long one. Another long one. It goes right here at the end. Last one. It goes right here at the top of the thermostat housing hole. Tighten them down, hand tight. Just in case y'all don't have no torque wrench, we're gonna tighten them down hand tight. Start from the top middle. Don't tighten them down yet, just get it good and flush first. The bottom center, the end. The bottom end, and don't tighten it yet. And then it really doesn't matter after that. Just go around getting them all, a little snug, flush, and then we'll go again and tighten. Be right back. Alrighty, we got those on there and they're tightened down, 10mm bolts, and we got a new clamp on there because that other one is just not sticking. I don't want any type of leak, so I just put a new clamp on there and tighten that down. Alrighty, and we're gonna go ahead and put that bracket back on. All of them are tight, good to go. Put this bracket back on because we got to get to the next vehicle. tighten these down. Go ahead and tighten these. Put a little something, hit a little force on them, make sure those get good and tighten. Because of the motor mount bracket, don't get that physical with that the thermostat housing though. It's good to do that with this bracket. I know everybody don't always have a torque wrench. They can be expensive sometimes. You're just doing your own vehicle. Just make sure these are good and tight. And the housing, make sure it's snug tight, hand tight. Preferably, I'm right-handed, so I tighten it with my left hand. You know, just to help you out, to save you money. Unless it was something like this intake manifold and things like that, then you need to put a certain torque on it. And then we're gonna put that back down on there, 16 millimeters. It's not a hard job, it just takes a little bit of time. That's it, just takes a little bit of time. We're gonna tighten those down before we take that jack off. And this one here. That's what you have it. We got that lower thermostat housing on there. And now we're gonna go ahead and put our thermostat on. I'll go ahead and put this thermostat on. We got 210 millimeters. Same thing with this. Just tighten it, hand tight. Don't over tighten it because you could crack the plastic. This right here is the bleeder valve where we're getting to take the air out the system. And we'll be right back. We're gonna go ahead and one moment, I'm sorry. We're gonna put our hose back on. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and put on this hose. Move this power steering pump out the way. Power steering reservoir. And we're gonna put on this hose here. There we go. And we're just gonna tighten down this clamp. Got that hose back on, put on the clamp. Alrighty, what's next? Gonna go ahead and put this back on. Next, we're going to put on our air filter reservoir, air filter. These things always give me a problem. So just put that air filter on where you took it off. Make sure you tighten that down. correctly. On there like I thought it was. I'll be right back. Alright, then we want to put our bolt back on the power steering reservoir. Keep that in place. Tighten that down. It's 14 millimeter. Put the hose back on. I think we're done. Yep. Hope this can help you. It also can help you with just the thermostat itself, the thermostat housing and the lower thermostat housing. Anything you need, just leave a comment, and hopefully I can get back to you quickly. And hope this can help you. Have a blessed day. Thank you very much.